Good. Wow.
Coach, can you kind of get us start off by going back and giving us like a little overview from last week?
Yeah, turn the ball over 3 times, really, 2 times and the throw at the end. I mean, obviously the corner made a play on it, but I don't think that week was any different than previous weeks, really. I mean, the Marshall game too. I mean, ultimately we have to make routine plays that keep drives going. That's as simple as I can explain it to you. And right now, we're not making routine plays and we're turning the ball over, which is a recipe for getting beat by anybody. Doesn't matter who you play, really. So I mean, you can put just whoever jersey out there you want. If we're gonna not make routine plays and we're gonna turn the ball over, then obviously we're probably not gonna win the game.
You think it may be a mental aspect or just lazy due to
Do what now?
You think it may be just a mental aspect or just being lazy?
If I had that answer, I would probably just take it and get it fixed. But I think that, I do think that there's an element of people in those positions that haven't been in those positions a lot. And I'm just going back through my history of coaching. When we've had the levels of frustration like this with not making routine plays, a lot of times it had to do with just inexperience. And the more those guys are in those positions, the better you get at making those plays. So I don't think it has anything to do with, attitude, or I think those guys care. I think our guys care as much as I care, as much as everybody cares. I just think that, it's as simple as, when it's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4 and you got an opportunity to make a play and you got to make it, and I'm not saying we got to do a good job putting them in position too. And so there's times where either we don't put them in position, don't make the play, or we do put them in position. The biggest deal is that, not point fingers at whatever and just move forward. That's the only thing I know how to do. And so, ultimately we got to come together as a group and we got to do simply those 2 things. It's nothing superhuman. It's just make routine plays and not turn the ball over, and we'll probably win the game.
Coach, have you ever been put in a position like this where I guess you have to deal with guys with experience or deal with, routine
Oh,
plays?
absolutely. This is not unique in the coaching world at all. There's 60-something teams basically in our position every week. Half the teams win, half the teams lose. And sometimes those losses hurt than other losses. And I think this one hurts because I think that everybody can agree that it's a game that if we execute, we win. And so, the bottom line is we didn't. And so, and we not only did we not execute, we executed poorly at times. And so, which that leads to even worse things.
Coach, you think there was a turning point in that game? It switched momentum and it was 14-14.
Yeah, I think that, we came out, and I'm trying to remember how the game played out. We came out and we started drives pretty decent. We always got it going, and then we kind of sputtered out kind of midway right there. So the first drive, we have a 3rd down and we drop it and we have to punt, and then they score. And so then the second drive, we have a 3rd and 4. Obviously, we don't execute that, and so we punt it. So we find a good way of getting ourselves in holes at times. And so, but we dug our way out. We made it as 14-14. So hey, you weathered the storm, this and that, and then we have an opportunity to do some, and we shoot ourselves in the foot. I'm not gonna go into specifics with that drive, because I don't want to sit here and point fingers either. Everybody's got things that they need to do better. And so, but I do think that, going into halftime 21-14 is a lot better than going into halftime 28-14. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can figure that out. And so, so we didn't execute well on that last drive. We gave them the ball, and they scored in 1 play. Really, that was a crucial point in the game, because instead of it being a 7-point game, it's a 14-point game. And then obviously the second half, they get the ball first, they go down and kick a field goal. And now you're down 17 points. And so, and when we clawed back, it was unfortunate right there at the beginning of the second half. We had some unfortunate things happen, but then we actually clawed our way back in, and then again, we find a way to shoot ourselves in the foot, you know. So I mean, you know, I think there was probably two different times in the game where, you know, we did some things that hurt us badly.
Coach, after Nick went down with his injury and Parker got in, kind of getting to see some extended play from him, could you kind of give us an evaluation of how you thought Parker handled the situation?
I thought he handled it well. I thought Parker played really well. He went in and moved the ball, scored, got it. I mean, in a very, I mean, got it on the not only 1 yard line, the negative 1 foot line or whatever, because it was, you know, it was backed up as about as close as you can get to the end zone. And we went 99 yards and scored, you know. And so we scored back-to-back drives there, which put it to, put it to a situation where it's a 10-point game or something. I mean, we a 2-point conversion, right? And we didn't get the 2-point conversion. The 2-point conversion could have put it a 10-point game. And then when we get the ball back, we're driving again with about 3:40, and he goes down. You know, so I mean, you know, it is what it is then. And it was, you know, at that point, you know, it was the old karma God's got us.
So what's the plan for the quarterbacks this week?
What's the plan with the quarterbacks this week? We got, I mean, I don't think that I'm going to sit here and tell you the exact plan, but I promise you we have a plan.
If Keon is forced to go in, are you comfortable with him in the situation?
I'm comfortable with all of them, to be honest with you. And I mean, when you look at when Parker went in, I thought Parker played well, you know. And so, you know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and discuss specifics. I think everybody in here knows that. And so, and I don't think anybody in here would expect anything more. But, you know, I promise you we'll have a plan. We got, I mean, to me, I mean, what's evident when Parker went out there is, I mean, we got guys that can run the offense, you know. So, I mean, you know, we'll have a plan.
Coach, when you look at this Old Dominion team, is there anything about their defense that stands out?
Yeah, I think their defensive front is probably, you know, if you look at the conference games we've played, you know, I mean, not talking about LSU or all that, but I mean, the defensive front is probably the best front we've seen all year. You know, very active, physical, long. They get after it, a lot of movement, and so I mean, we got our hands full when it comes to up front, you know, and they trust those guys a lot, and so. And those 4 guys get after it. They roll a lot, and it's not just 4 guys. I mean, they roll a good number of people in there, but all of them play hard. You know, they play hard, very active, make a lot of plays, very hard to protect. You know, I mean, they've gotten a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, and so I mean, that's the best part of their defense in a roundabout way.
Coach, we got Brandon Farmer coming in here in a few minutes. Would you give us his strengths and talk about him just a bit?
I thought for the last few weeks, I thought Brandon has really played well, really played hard, played well. I mean, put it this way, I mean, nobody's playing perfect. And I think everybody can, you know, you don't lose games like that and you sit up here and say anybody played perfect or anybody coached perfect. But I have been very pleased at Brandon's attitude. I have been very pleased at Brandon's effort as of late, no doubt. And I think that, you know, he's definitely an upperclassman guy that people look up to and expect to go out there and perform at a high level. And I think he's doing his part lately, no doubt.
Coach, can you guys say what DJ's status is?
Who's that?
DJ Thompson.
You know what? I mean, I'm not gonna talk about any injuries because I mean that's, you know, you can ask Coach Hobson about that. I mean, I'm just, you know how that goes. I appreciate the question, but.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate